Hey, so I just want to speak briefly about some of the unrest that was going on in Washington, D.C. today. Obviously, I wasn't there, so I haven't experienced this firsthand. But all the reports seem to correlate that what happened was there was a group of opportunistic people. Um, at first, I thought they were Black Bloc, the notorious anarchist group, and several reports actually mentioned that, and they certainly had the black flag and the big A logo. So I think that's fair speculation. Um, I'm not going to make this one very long, but basically, I take the view that they are absolute fucking morons, to put it bluntly. I'm just going to say it as I see it. Um, Legitimate protest. That is to say, if people feel so strongly about a subject that they want to take to the streets, I believe that's totally legitimate. It is one of the hallmarks of democracy. And there was even a Trump supporter, not just a supporter, somebody, I think it was one of his campaigners, actually said that's a beautiful thing about democracy that people can disagree in that way. So peaceful protest is very important. Um, Bearing in mind there's parts of the world where, you would be killed by the security forces for doing so. Um, for instance, tomorrow there's going to be women marching all over the world. Now, I don't exactly agree with their um, politics, but if it's peaceful, I will support their right to do that. But today, just anarchistic bullshit. And the thing is, it's always the same people who turn up to, um, I was going to say events like this, but usually it's G20 summits, May Day events, um, World Trade Organization events. Um, the fundamental question is this: they just lose all moral arguments when all they are doing is vandalizing. That's not making any statement. It's not changing any hearts or minds. It's not doing anything productive for anyone. It's just political hooliganism. That's all. Um, so, smashing up someone's car, this was the case in France a few years ago when thousands of cars were burned just because they were there. It just pisses me off because it's just criminal behavior masquerading as a political cause, and it's a perversion of democratic rights. It's just criminality, and that's how it should be viewed. Um, as for attacking police officers, riot police, simply for doing their job, throwing stones at them, throwing missiles at them, it's and then, the same people would turn around and complain about police brutality in those situations. I'm not talking about other situations of police brutality. I'm talking about these situations. Police are human beings, and you can't just treat someone like that and not expect them to react. In fact, I would say the police in DC showed incredible restraint today under the circumstances. Apparently, there was over 200 arrests and 6 officers were injured. So, to hell with these people. They don't want to contribute anything. They aren't part of the democratic process. They're just arseholes. They're just losers, and decent people need to condemn them. So, the problem with this is there's going to be a lot of Trump supporters are going to be saying, "Oh, well, look, this is the Democrats. This is the left." And that's unfortunate because, of course, it isn't representative of everyone on the left or everyone who's critical of Trump. So what I would say to Trump critics is you need to condemn that. Just as I would say to Trump supporters, you need to condemn whenever, people on the right behave in a certain way. But frankly, I don't recall this when Obama was inaugurated. I don't recall right-wing protesters behaving this way. So it is something that is becoming more associated with the hard left. Not that anarchists believe in very much at all, but I have no respect for these black bloc thugs, and that's all they are. They're losers. They're cards because they always hide their appearance. Obviously, it's not to get caught, but I think that's cardly to help damage the society in that way. and not even have the guts to be a man and show your face. They're weasels. They're political hooligans, and I have no sympathy if they are, if they get the book thrown at them, because it's, what does that achieve? Destroying someone's business, burning someone's car. It's just bullshit, and it just shows that they actually are cards, because instead of just engaging in adult debate, what do? They just get into these violent sort of protests. Um, and all they're actually going to do is help Trump and Pence get re-elected in 2020, because people respond to this. They see this behavior and they say, okay, well, the other side are extreme, so I'll vote for this guy. And the thing is, I don't think they even care. I very much doubt that these anarchists today have any great, strong conviction about gay rights or anything like that. Incidentally, on the gay rights issue, I've never quite worked out why there's such animosity from LGBT groups towards Trump. Okay, towards Pence, he's conservative on gay issues, but Trump, I don't quite get that. Trump has been very vocal about Islamism. Now, if you're a gay person, surely you should be a lot more concerned about what Islamist fascists want to do to you. For me, it's just typical regressive left. Um, they attack Trump because it's easy to attack Trump. It's you can do it. There's not going to be any consequences. But try criticizing Islamists. That's another matter. Um, so I really don't like that hypocrisy. Um, Trump has been very vocal about the problem of Islamist fascism, but it's just total double standards, because if you mention that to these people, they would turn around and say, "Oh, you're an Islamophobe. You hate Muslims." No, I don't hate Muslims. I do hate Islamist ideology. And if you really have conviction as a gay person, you should be concerned about that, because they want to kill you. So, we saw a lot today in terms of regressive left BS. And these people need to get a grip and stop making a fool out of themselves. I'm not talking so much about the anarchists, because they don't care. They just don't care. But the regressive left are fools. They can't even see that all they are doing is scoring an own goal. What they should do is get organised, get a candidate who can run in 2020, and do it peacefully. Passionate by all means, but peaceful. That's democracy. That's the way democracy should be, not this sort of opportunistic violence. Because frankly, then authoritarian states look at this and they say, oh, that's American democracy. It's disordered. It allows this sort of behavior. And it then gives them propaganda to continue their authoritarianism. So it's a cycle. So, in my view, the police showed remarkable restraint today. It's unfortunate that there was trouble. Also, unfortunate that it was inevitable. Um, I know there was some unrest when Bush was sworn in, but I don't think there's been anything like this for a long time. It's just a pity. I really, really do understand people having strong feelings, and I understand people not wanting to be happy. Um, but vandalizing public buildings isn't going to change a damn thing. All it's going to do is either land you with a fine, a prison sentence, or the manager of that place having to clean up the damage that you made. As far as I'm concerned, these people should be ordered to clean up all the glass and pay back the owners. That's not going to happen, because they've disguised themselves. They probably come from outside DC. It's, it's just really unfortunate. I think they should be treated like any other sort of criminal. These people shouldn't be given some sort of legitimacy like they're political protesters. They're not. They're just hooligans. That's all there is to it.